BC Outdoor Sport Fishing is brought to you by Pacific Toyota Dealers, Yamaha, BC Outdoors Magazine, Rapala, Duncanby Lodge, Port Boathouse, Lowrance, Mayhem Fly Fishing.
Welcome everybody to BC Outdoor Sport Fishing TV. Got a special guest, Brent Gill. Welcome to the show, Brent.
Thanks, Mike.
Let's talk about your title, Brent. What's your title here? And then you got a subtitle now too as well, so we'll talk about that after.
I don't even know the subtitle, but I'll ask you.
Brand ambassador for Mayhem Fly Fishing.
This is
that
correct.
Was supposed to be second after your big title.
Gotcha.
Okay, so
I am the recreation manager for the Douglas Lake Ranch, and we're here at Stoney Lake Lodge, which also falls under my division.
Yeah. What are we fishing for today?
Rainbow trout triploids.
Yeah. And there's been some reports of some big fish, right?
Definitely, yeah.
This is our first official show of the year. So first time out, we're gonna have some fun. We're gonna oil the kinks out of everything.
Yeah.
The camera gear all warmed up.
I like it.
I'm not sure I even know what I'm doing right now. I'm fishing that way, but I'm facing this way, so I think I'm backwards. So we'll sort that out after, right?
Yeah. It's what, first week of May?
That's beautiful.
Awesome.
That's beautiful. We could have had a better day. Took us 2.5 hours from Mission to get up here and cruising along. Saw some beautiful horses on the way up. Did you plan that, by the way?
Yeah, it was just a little quick radio call.
Little thing. Hey, bring a herd of horses down here. Yeah. That was awesome. That's great. So again, we got rainbow trout, and we don't know, like we've heard they've been on Chironomids, but right now you got a sinking line on.
Yeah, I got a slow level 1 to 3 with a scud.
All right. Well, I'm going to try Chironomid, see what I can get.
Let's do this.
All right, buddy.
All right. Cast on.
Yep. Oh, and I'm down.
Water's clear, man.
Well, he's a monster. Nice. I just switched over to a little bit of a searching pattern more than anything because the Chironomids weren't working. It's a good fish though. Right on. First one of the season. Season 10.
That's a good fish.
Yeah. Do you want to see you pop that, Brent?
There's a lot of trust in this boat.
I know there is.
Wow.
Thanks, buddy. Yeah, now he's gonna go.
My gear's clear from you.
Bending the rod. Almost forgot what it's like.
That's
hey?
a good fish.
Yeah. I want him to take a big run here. Like that.
Get what you ask for.
Oh no, busted off. You kidding me? Where did it break? That sucks. All right. Back to the drawing board on that.
It's been a long,
Sucks.
long, long time running.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
Side pressure. Side pressure. Is he big?
Can't tell.
I gotta catch up to him.
It's decent. Nope.
Better?
About the same.
We need a net or a little guy?
I think I can just.
Can you pump this one?
All right.
Is he a pumper?
Yeah, he can be pumped.
Okay. That's important then. All right.
Nope.
Oh, no. Did it tank?
Nope.
We're in the piddlers. What'd you get that one on though?
Oh, there's another one on a number 10 Chironomid.
Ew. I don't like the way the boat's swinging around like this.
Check your leaders. We'll be right back.
Hey folks, Mike Mitchell here from BC Outdoor Sport Fishing. I'm going to give you my 5 quick kokanee tips to get you started this season. First of all, let's talk about rods here quickly too. When you're going to pick your rod out, or if you have some rods, get something that's got a real supple yet strong backbone to it too. We want the ultra sensitivity in the tip. We'd also want it to be able to flex and bend, so when they're taking their runs, they're not going to pop the hooks out of their mouths. The next thing I'm going to say is leader length. Leader length is so important with these fish, it seems. The more erratic you can get your bait presentation, the better for these fish. Again, I would go between 18 to 12 inches on my leader length. The next thing we're going to talk about is the bait presentation. Lots of these little squirt hoochies here seem to work really well, but what I find nothing better is the old Procure dyed pink corn. You get your hands on that recipe. I'll even share it with you if you send me an email. I'll give you my secret recipe. But that has been the key for us for sure, is a nice dyed Procure pink corn. The next thing we're talking about is electronics too. Is you want to find the fish, and what you're looking for is the big schools. And once you find that, I mark a waypoint on my sounder, and we're going to go back and work that whole area. Even though they are moving within a certain area, they're all going to stay within that general area, and you can go back and forth over that school, and you're going to have multiple hookups. The last tip, and maybe the most important of the tips I'm going to give you, is speed. The speed you want to run between for kokanee is going to be about 1.4 to about 1.6. This Yamaha motor that we're using is a 60 horse. Some guys are saying it's overkill. I'm going to tell you right now, I can get this motor down to 1.4 to 1.6 easily, and all it is a press of a button on the RPM adjustments here, and it is absolutely ultra smooth, ultra quiet, and that gets me exactly the same speed I need to go to increase my hookups.
Closed captioning brought to you by the world-famous Duncanby Lodge, located in beautiful Rivers Inlet, BC.
Better size one?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this.
Oh, that's a good one. Yeah.
Good, okay. We'll pump this one too.
Yeah.
Right on. Hey, a little move, you never know, right?
Completely.
It also pays to fish with the guy that knows the lake.
Well, tries to know it.
You know it.
First couple spots for a little dry
It's
there.
okay though, but when we went into the first 2 spots, there's fish moving, and you had a take right away pretty much over there too, right?
Yeah, light. You had a light take
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, that's all part of it.
Just gonna get some of this floor line out of the way.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it kind of feels a little fishier over here too,
Yeah.
the way the wind's coming across the weed bed.
Got him down there. And the lake is so clear right now too. We're talking, keep commenting on that, right?
Yeah.
You can see him down there. That's a beautiful fish. We're gonna definitely pump this guy, see what's going on.
You know, and with it this clear, it's nice that we're anchored in the weed bed, so
Yeah.
we're a little less visible to those cruising fish.
Yeah,
that wasn't that far out.
That's what I kind of said. I'm like we're anchoring in the weeds here.
Yeah. Probably a better approach with it being this clear.
Yeah, probably a good idea. Yeah. Well, clearly.
Clearly.
There you go. Paid off right away. And you got just, what do you got on there again?
Classic burgundy leech, gold beadhead.
Nice.
Cool. Thanks, Mike.
Look how fat that guy is. Yeah. The football. Beautiful.
So we'll just get a sample.
Look at on his fins there too. That's some little things on his fins.
Yeah. Copepod. So when you have high water years, sometimes you'll get a few fish with copepods.
Yeah.
Not feeling too much in that guy.
No.
We'll get the fly out. Thanks for keeping him in the water, Mike.
Yeah.
This barbless just pop right out.
Yeah. Beautiful. He's fat and healthy. Look at that, eh?
Yeah.
Look at the depth on him too. Beautiful colors. Nice, man.
Yeah.
Well, that's a start, and then hopefully he's relieves or giving us some information in the throat pump here to see what he's eating, right?
There's a little splash. Felt empty on that guy, I bet. Now, you know that big pop sound when you get a full sample?
Yeah.
Look at that. All scuds.
Yeah, which makes, okay,
All scuds.
that's all right then.
Yeah, like 12s olive.
Yeah, there's something left in there too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool.
Just a scudder.
All right.
Well, that doesn't really tell us anything.
No, not what we're looking for. We're looking for like. I'm looking for a new fly. Yeah, oh yeah. I was like, what are you doing? There you go.
There it is.
Uh-huh. And as I'm casting and you're retrieving.
It's a good one too.
Is it a good one?
Yeah. It's just sleepy.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's gonna come up.
This special Learning with the Pros proudly brought to you by Michael and Young Fly Shop. Visit myflyshop.com.
Tying another Chironomid. We're going to be tying the Elvis. The Elvis is again tied on a 2x long slight curved hook. We spoke about some of the models, 2302 Tiemco, 1760 Daiichi. In this case we're using a non-metallic black tungsten bead, but you can use any black bead really. I like these kind of matte black beads for a few of my bugs. They don't have as much shine. Again, we're taper drilled. I'm going to put the big hole to the front because it's a nice small bead and it's small enough that it will not slide over the eye of the hook and it'll hide some of my gill later. Barely gets over that barb. Oh my goodness. There we go. So this fly, we're going to use a burnt orange thread as our underbody and our wing case, which is going to be right behind the bead. Again, I'm going to use uni-stretch as my gill. There's lots of gills you can use. You can tie in a little bit of antron, midge gill, ostrich herl. Uni-stretch just makes life really easy because you don't have to use thread to tie it in. Make it a little bit moist, do a loose overhand knot, put it over your hook so you have more gill on there. You can put a tiny drop of glue on it if you're worried it's going to come loose. I haven't had too many gills fall off on me. We can trim that a little bit later. So burnt orange UTC 70. Tuck it in behind the bead. I'm doing Chironomids. I like to have a nice taper to my body, but I don't want them too fat. This is a size 12 hook, so it's not a huge pug. I'm going to come all the way to the back to where I want the bottom of my Chironomid to be. Come all the way back up, trying to keep my spacing nice and even. And now I'm going to head back down again, but I'm not going to go all the way to the bottom this time. I'm going to go about 3/4 of the way. And back up. Now about halfway and back up. On bigger bugs, you can use a thicker material to build the body up, like a heavier thread, or you can even use the uni-stretch that we use as our gill. So now on this fly, it's going to have a couple different body materials. We're going to be using Mirage Tinsel Medium as the flash on the fly, and we're going to be using a microtubing mahogany is the rib on our fly. So the tubing itself is quite stretchy. I'm going to stretch it out just a little bit before I put it in. And I'm going to tie it in about halfway down my fly. Actually, and the tubing is so stretchy that it'll collapse under that thread. I just want to pinch it in and then stretch it out as I wrap it back, just so it's not creating a big lump in my fly. Right to where my thread stopped. Medium Mirage tinsel. Just to make it easy, I'm going to cut off a big piece here. Tie it in right at the back. There's a little bit of a wedge cut on that. Actually, I'm going to make it a bit more. It's easier to tie in. Try and catch it under my thread. Make sure my thread's starting at the back of my fly so I don't have thread exposed, and that I cover most of that. So in this case, I'm going to do my rib first because it kind of creates a pathway for my Mirage tinsel to follow later. So I'm going to take my rubber tubing, I'm going to cut it off a little bit just to make it easier to wrap. Stretch it out a bit, and now as I wrap up, I'm going to release the stretch on that a little bit so it actually creates depth on the fly. Starts out thin on my ribs. Again, I'm trying for 7 body segments. It's a little fatter. I'm releasing the tension a bit, letting it kind of suck back in and get fatter as I get to the front. Tie it off. Now because it's got some energy, elastic energy in there, you got to make sure you tie it down. You don't want to cut it off and have it all spring back and lose your rib. Trim it nice and close to your bead. So now I'm going to try and let this Mirage opal tinsel fall in between those ribs. This falls in between. Nice thing about this is you've got some depth now. That rib's got some texture to it. So when you apply your cement, it'll actually look a little bit three-dimensional. Try and trim that so there's no end showing. Whip finish. And again, coat the entire body of your Chironomid, or else it'll fall apart when the fish eats it and your fingers pull it out of their mouths. And you want to make them nice and strong. You can use Hardisol, lots of different cements, brushable Loctite, UV resins. Put a little bit on, get my bodkin. So when I tie these for myself to make them bulletproof, I'll put this coat on, I'll let it dry, and then the next I'll put another coat on before I fish them. First coat kind of gets soaked into all the materials. Trim that gill a bit shorter, make it look a little more realistic. And there you have an Elvis.
For more tips like these, tune into next week's episode or check us out online.
This special Learning with the Pros proudly brought to you by Michael & Young Fly Shop. Visit myflyshop.com.
I just switched over.
Yeah, you're on.
I just switched over my fly.
Oh, look at that fish, Mike. You're on.
And now, here's a look at today's tackle and gear.
Hello folks, we're going to talk to you about the gear that we've been using on today's episode. 10-foot Mayhem rods, new to the market this year, so we had a chance to really put them through the test today, and they seem to be so far so good.
Yeah, they were
I'd say,
great.
right? Yeah. Again, the 10 foot, I was going to say 10.5 foot because I'm so used to mooching rods.
Right.
These are 10-foot rods. The reason we're using 10-foot rods as opposed to 9-foot is just that extra little bit of foot, that extra foot for leverage, and also too, we can run longer leaders.
Yeah.
Right, and a little bit more control when we're casting long leaders with chironomids and indicators, right?
For sure.
The reels today are the Jester, again made by Mayhem. This is a 5.6 large arbor, kind of fancy looking real.
Yeah,
we got
looks
him to
good.
drag once or twice on it, which is kind of nice.
We did.
Had a little humming, a couple of the zinging going off when we were paying attention to some fish on yours.
Twice.
And that's pretty good. Let's talk about the lines. I mean, you're part of the SA Pro Staff crew, so
Yeah.
you know lots about lines. I brought up the lines for you. I'm like, hey, Brent, which one should we use? And you matched up the line nicely with this rod today.
Yeah, you were running the Scientific Anglers 5-weight MPX series, which is an all-around taper for most applications, and I was running their Titan Long Smooth, which is built specifically for strike indicators and throwing extra product, strike indicators, swivels, all that. They both work superb on the 10-foot.
Yeah, easy cast. Like a lot of times I wasn't giving enough line. It kept wanting to go.
Yeah, effortless.
Yeah,
right?
which is nice. That's what you want to. And we had some wind today too, so we're fighting into the wind a couple times, and I had a couple casts where the wind was at my back and made me look like a rock star, which is always good for me, right?
Line up the wind on your back.
That's right.
Yeah.
Then leader construction too. Again, I was using a 4X 9-foot leader by Scientific Angler, and with a swivel, and then I tipped it off with, I believe, I'm trying to remember here whether it was 6X. I think we went down to 6X or up to 6X.
Yeah, about there.
With the swivel right down to there. So, and then from strike indicators, and I put a little swivel on there. We can show that leader construction here, but it's very basic what we've done lots too. The key today was, I think, flies, right? We noticed yesterday afternoon, we were getting into some fish finally in the afternoon, and we noticed it looked like the Chironomids are coming off a bit bigger than we thought.
Yeah.
And then we got some intel from some of your great guests here, and they confirmed what we had thought and started passing flies around, and that's what really made our day today, that sharing of knowledge, right? So let's show some of the flies here that we kind of went through, right?
In the attractor category, we seem to pick up a few fish using the classic, like the maroon gold beadhead leech.
Yeah.
With the rabbit strip, works good on every lake.
Yeah.
And then also the vampire leech, which is like a red beadhead, black and red dub leech.
Yeah.
Two great attractors. And then when we got into the Chironomid time frame, that 10 to 2, we used a few different patterns, but the black body copper wire, copper head was a good producer for you.
Yeah.
That one had a strike of white on the bead, and then I stuck to Elvis and Chromie variations, which are reflective body, blue, and kind of gasoline tinged with charcoal
cool.
heads and copper heads.
Yeah. And then I finished up the day. You don't want to touch it, do you?
It's here.
Yeah. The double header.
Double Trouble, which is a double Chironomid pattern on a 4X long scud hook.
Yeah, and again, more so the size, right? They
Completely.
were coming off bigger. So when I looked at it, I thought, you know what, this is as big as I had in my Chironomid box to match the size of the Chironomids. They were looking for size because these are varying colors we used. But the common thing is they're all about the same size,
Correct.
right?
Yeah.
And they were on it today. It was neat to see. Totally. And the funny part, though, is when we did pump a few fish, they were full of scuds.
Full of scuds.
And we saw one Chironomid, but it had a bit of olive in it and a little bit of the chromie side. So it was kind of a hybrid looking one almost, right? It was kind of neat. So.
Strange that many Chironomids hatching and full of scuds, but it's trout.
All right, folks, we're going to follow up with a quick list for you, and then we'll see it on the water. I just switched. Oh, I can't wait.
That's a nice one. I saw them. Both of these are nice.
I switched over to my favorite Chironomid, the double header.
Well, where was that one all morning?
Oh, I had it hidden. I was bringing it up for special occasions. Okay, so
awesome.
Let's do yours.
I saw yours do a big S there. This one will be a bit.
Nets up
it's
front.
Okay. Yeah. I can handle this guy.
Oh yeah. That was awesome. Is this yours here? Oh yeah, that's yours there. Okay. That's a big fish, Brent.
Just hope they don't crisscross there.
We'd hate to have a little mayhem in the boat.
Whoa, that looks cool. It's like, whoa, what's that? 2 rainbows.
This guy wants to go in the net before he's ready. Okay, here we go.
Nice looking fish.
Yes! Awesome.
Yeah, just shove it right in the net. They're both nice, Kurt. I'll get. I don't know you.
That's awesome. I love the fact that I switched over that fly to one that I tied, Kirk. This is one of my ties.
Nice double header, Mike.
Okay. I need to get this line off of him. Okay, this guy's gone. I'm gonna let him go. He's done. I don't want to mess him anymore.
And then this guy's ready to go.
Nice.
Double trouble.
Go.
Awesome.
All right, buddy.
Wow.
That was fun.
Yeah.
That was interesting, though. We were joking about it actually earlier. We were saying how the smaller fish were hoping they were going to size up near the end of the day.
Yeah.
It actually did work that way.
Weirdly enough,
Yeah.
it did exactly.
Yeah. I want to thank you again, though, for having us.
No
Like every
problem.
time you come up here, it's just we get treated like royalty, and the meals, accommodations, fantastic. The fishing has been awesome today. You know, you got great guests here that are sharing information.
We do.
Fantastic guys, right? And I don't know, couldn't have better company. And we got a chance to fish the new rods and stuff. So it's it's been a great trip. But again, thanks a lot, Brent.
Hey, our pleasure,
Yeah,
man.
thank you
Thanks
again.
for coming up to the Douglas Lake.
Yeah, and thank you folks for joining us on BC Outdoor Sport Fishing. Look forward to having you join us on a future episode.